I've done sales support for the last 10 years, like I told you. I literally was a slave to the sales team. And so to find someone like you who is literally teaching other salespeople, like you're hired to teach other salespeople on the team as a W-2, I think I've only seen a couple of companies do that, you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, I lead the entire sales team as well, my entire SDR team. So like I am their director. I do a part of strategy. I do a part of what is working, what isn't, as well as like I do have to handle the onboarding for my team as
So
well.
it's all but okay, so it's both. It's not just the training aspect. Well,
No,
I've
I
seen
mean, the training aspect is definitely a part of it. I'm giving constant feedback around what works, what isn't, where we need to improve. But I mean, a lot of it is the strategy. It's what areas are we seeing success? Where are we not seeing success? What do we want to try? Any type of particular outreach, stuff like that. Yeah.
love it. So, dude, I'm just selfish. I want to spend the next 20 minutes like talking about how you got 91 mil since 2024 in pipeline generated, right? And so just walk me through the steps. I've supported sales teams of up to 15. So I'm not a complete newbie. I didn't lead them, I just so you know, but I supported them. I did anything they wanted. I built leads list, I built cold email campaigns,
So it's like
case studies.
RevOps. Is that what you do?
RevOps, bingo,
RevOps?
sales
Okay.
support, RevOps. And matter of fact, I tried to help them do cold call scripts and prioritize accounts and all that stuff. I was there for them, whatever they
Yeah.
needed, right? So that's my background. Even though I was in marketing, I literally was marketing director. Might as well just been sales director, support, whatever. Like literally, it was just a facade at that point. So I know that a little bit, and I worked for a $400 million company, a $92 million company. So they're kind of enterprise. I don't still probably mid-sized companies, small. So, but I just want to know, dude, how did you get to the state where you helped 91 and pipeline, and you trained the sales team, you helped get there yourself?
Yeah.
Like, what's the strategy? What did you follow?
Yeah. I figured it'd probably be somewhat helpful to give some background as to my experience of maybe like how I got here. Because I didn't, obviously graduate from college and just jump into sales development director. Like that.
Who does that though? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
graduate college. You don't go to school for
Yeah,
sales.
exactly. So I left college and I became a financial advisor, and literally the first thing I had to do was just cold call on friends and family of like, you should look at me, the kid who got drunk with you last weekend, and invest your money with me. That makes a lot of sense. Like that was what I had to do right out of college. It got the I'm afraid to pick up a phone and make cold calls out of the way pretty early. I also realized that that's not a field for me. Hopped from that to commercial insurance. Very much hated what I did there. It's commercial insurance. I don't know who actually enjoys talking about insurance. Then at the time, my girlfriend, now wife, was working in sales, but specifically in software sales. She's like, look, they take care of you better, so on and so forth. Became an SDR just because I was used to cold calling. I was used to, hey, I gotta introduce someone to a product that I gotta sell. Started doing that again. It's straight cold calling. The first company I worked at where there was actually strategy, actually thought behind what you did, was when I went to this company called Backstop Solutions, got bought by Ion. I have to give credit to, at the time, my manager, Christy Smith, introduced me to the Harmon approach. It's the why you now approach. It is very targeted. It is very specific, very research based. It is something where you actually take the time to figure out what your prospect has going on and do outreach there. I brought that approach. Eventually ended up going from SDR to SDR to manager and led that team. I grew that one from me and two other SDRs to a team of 12. So I had experience growing, managed out of those 12, eight of them were US, two were in London, two were in Hong Kong. That team, while I was there for a year and a half, we brought in over 115 million in pipeline in a year and a half. I built the function of also upselling to current clients. It was a fintech company selling to everything from venture capital, private equity, hedge fund, investment consultants, endowments, foundations, all of it globally. And uh, just how are we targeting that? Like a very specific space, right? There's like maybe 5,000 companies worldwide that manage over $1 billion in assets. That's who our target was. So very niche. Taken a lot of the same approach there and brought it over to Teach Town. And like school systems, very finite. There's not a school district opening every single week. And if I'm getting too long-winded at any point, let me know. Like,
Dude,
yeah.
we're just having a conversation. I want to know all the details.
Yeah, so I brought the like as someone who gets cold called, how do I like to be cold called? How do I like to be researched? Right? Like you as a person, you probably
Yeah,
don't
you're
just
the buyer. We're all buyers, right? So
exactly.
yeah, reverse engineer, right? Okay.
Exactly. You don't want to just be, hey David, I'm calling you. How's your roof? I'm selling you. You're just a name on a list. Like you don't want that. Oh, David, in your area, I saw there was hail damage. You know what? We also worked on the roof across the street. You know what? We also have helped out on roofs in the area. You can see how they do. We do our work. Here's the claims coming back of it not working, whatever. Not a roof salesman. I couldn't tell you what the pitch really should be, but like I took the same approach, right? Like as someone who not only gets cold called for buying things at a software company, but also is just a human who gets sold to every single day. What do I like and what don't I like? The biggest thing that stood out to me is I don't know. I try to take down LinkedIn warriors, if you will, or I don't know, maybe rage bait him a little bit of like my post that you commented on of stop
I
doing.
did I did comment on the post. I think that's how
Yeah,
I found you. You
yeah,
came up in my
yeah,
algo and you were rage baiting someone. Oh, it was something about yeah, just cold calling. Oh, the cold call script, which was, hey, um, would you be totally offended if I, told you this was a cold call? Or what
yeah.
it was something like that,
Yeah, it
right?
was, hey, would you hate it if, would it ruin your day if I told you this was a cold call?
And I commented, I said, what would you say
Yeah,
instead?
yeah. And, I get those so often. Like, literally, when I made this post was last Thursday, I had two SDRs call me the same day, both use the same opener. Like, if you're all using the same thing, you're not human. You're reading off of a script. And I can't stand that. Literally, I've also posted about this exact same opener before. So going back to the thing, like, I like research. I like when people look up their prospect, look up their company, know anything. You could have told me, like, hey, Will, saw you made a post before about how you hate this. Can I give it a shot on you? I would have given him a chance. But anytime someone calls with that, I go, actually, you know what? You did ruin my day. Why don't you call me back another day and try a different approach? And I give them that opportunity. It's very much an open door. But I'm just trying to provoke someone to do a little bit of research. Like just do a little bit of something to pitch to me like a human, not just another name on your power dialing list.
So then walk me through, you've got a crazy story. You even shared with me the 125 mil and a couple of years at this other company, 91 mil since 2024, just like 2 years you said, right? Walk me through this crazy strategy of how you train your team and how you do outreach. So if it's not, hey, can I have 30 seconds? Would I ruin your day if it's cold call? What do you do? What is this research? Walk me through how you would do it and how you currently train your team and other salespeople.
Yeah, so I'll give you without calling out any specific school districts. I like specific examples as much as I can. But one of the things,
You can call mine out. Oh, Kansas City. Kansas City. That's where I live.
well,
Kansas
I
City.
would say
Call
I
mine out.
haven't done any research on it recently, but I will say
Okay.
it
All
is a
right.
prospect. In California specifically, we found a school district that is actively being sued by the parents. It's being sued because they're not compliant for special education. The company
Oh,
that I
snap.
work for is we sell core curriculum for ages 3 through 22. So ELA, math, science, social studies for moderate to severe disabled students. Very specific, very niche. This school district is being sued because they're not properly equipping their teachers and properly teaching the students at this district to be compliant with state and federal laws. Our software, our platform, everything that we offer makes them compliant, gives everybody the tools. So we're researching, but we have to do it delicately, right? Like we can't just be like, hey, you're getting sued, you should buy us. Like that's a bad look. That's a tough way to go in. So, hi, Mr. Mrs. Superintendent, reaching out to you because obviously we see the recent news of what is going on in your district. We want to see what you're currently using. What do you currently have in place to do this? Also, I'm sure this is probably the most urgent fire you're trying to put out. What if I told you I had a solution to help douse that fire? That is how we're entering. We work with XYZ school district next door, other XYZ school district. These school districts not only do not have compliancy issues, their students' test scores have gone from 60% overall to 86% overall. We see a 68% increase pre to post test. So we come with facts and data in the state of California. We come with references. We also try to find something that's going on that's a problem. Hey, I see this is going on. Is this a problem for you? Are there any other problems? Love to talk through about how we might be able to solve that. That's how we kick it off.
So let's maybe I'm gonna my brain works in frameworks and
Yeah.
steps. So I'll apologize if like this is confusing to
You
you, but
poke holes wherever you have to. I can be
so
extremely
step
long.
one, you're literally you're trying to reach out. You're training your salespeople. You're doing or doing it yourself, either one.
Yeah.
Look for a signal, a trigger, an event, something that has happened that is publicly sourceable. Is that true?
Yeah. Great place to start.
Great place. And so, out of your entire TAM, your ICP, do you have any data on like how many signals are found? Like, is it 20%? Is it 15%? Like, because obviously there's not something going on for each school district school out there. I mean, how many schools are being sued by the parents? I can
Yeah.
only imagine a couple hundred in the U.S., maybe more. But do you know what percentage that is? Like out of your ICP? Because most salespeople are like, but I don't need signals. I don't need any of that information. I'm just, it's just random. I'll reach out randomly and just see if I can get them on the phone.
So it's a great question. The cop out answer is actually 100. And I can say that confidently because in the education world, you have to have a strategic plan that is publicly posted for the entire school district to see
So you're at
at all
100%
times.
signals, meaning you know that something's going on. You can tailor it. It's just you have to dive in a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. So the cop out easy answer is 100%. Every school district has to do this. They have to. Kansas City has a strategic plan. It's for the entire district, and special education has a part in that. So we find that special education part, okay, is it teacher retention? Is it reducing out of district costs? Is it test scores need to be better? Is it graduate? Whatever the reason may be, we find that and we say, hey, here's how our platform can help.
And so step one is to find a signal or do your research. How do you tell your team to do that research? How do you find that signal? How do you find the trigger? How do you find that information?
It could be a variety of ways. Some of the easiest is like we use Gemini personally. Like it's the thing that we use. We just go, okay, look up Kansas City School District, Special Education Department, news within the last 2 years. Just find me the strategic plan. We do use a platform called Burbio, which is special not special education, sorry. It is school district specific where we can see the strategic plan, we can see turnover in the superintendent space. We can see what do they currently have RFPs out for. So we'll look at that. Hey, are they open to curriculum? If that's the case, are they open to special education curriculum? Um, we had one guy who found a special education director who did a podcast, listened to it, messaged that person off of that. Very large district. Like, try to get as creative with it as possible and find these triggers. There's no one right answer by any means.
So you have a rep. So in this case, I've heard some people say research for sales reps is like not needed and some is needed. It's like this back and forth split down the
Yeah.
middle. Like take because you're paying a sales rep to sell. So you want most of their time selling, right?
Yeah.
What's your viewpoint on that?
I do think it depends on the industry. Two of my previous places that I worked, one was called InstaWork. It's basically Uber for warehouse workers. Basic amount of research I'd have them do, go on their website. If they're currently hiring for some of the box stuff, give them a call. Like that's it. That's as basic as you need to be. I think it depends on the industry if it's so broad. The other one was an HR software. Every single company above 50 people needs HR software. They need benefits. Give them a call. Like that's it. Um, for if you have an infinite amount of places to reach out to, I think depending on what you're selling, it makes sense,
It's more
right?
like so you're selling a widget thing. You can just reach out
Yeah.
to anyone. So longer sales cycle, maybe more relationship based. You need more research. Is
Yeah,
that
our average sales cycle, we're dealing with government entities, we're dealing with a very specific group, anywhere from 3 to 9 months for us, for your typical sales cycle. Our key accounts, so think of your Chicago Public Schools, New York City, LA, year, 2 years sales cycle, right? Very long. My other ones that I worked at, week, 4 week sales cycle, yeah, yeah, it is a just give them a call, not so much research. So I'll admit, I think it depends on what you're reaching out to. I don't think, again, it's like a clear-cut answer. The places where I've thrived have been more unique. It's been more niche markets, been more niche tools. It's just what I like because I can get into the research. I can get into this is why you need us. And that's where I found success personally, coaching that.
So step one, find a signal trigger of some kind for your playbook, how you got to 91 mil over the last couple of years in pipeline.
Yeah,
Um, doing Claude, do you use any other tools? You said you use other
we use
specific tools.
Gemini,
Yeah.
we use Burbio. I am a very, this might be a big boomer take of mine. I'm very anti power dialer or parallel dialer. Extremely anti that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
So you got the information that displayed somewhere on chat or somewhere. You got that. So
yeah,
I'm the rep. So you're training me for your team.
yeah.
What do you tell me to do after I get that information?
First thing I want you to do, I do have a basic framework of an email. I like my outreach flows, cadences, whatever you call them. I think the first thing you do is find their LinkedIn. Communication 50-50 if they have one, but show that you're a real person. You're not just an AI bot sending an AI email. First step.
Do you want me to connect with them on LinkedIn?
Connect, yeah,
DM?
view their profile, do something like that. I think it's the first.
Human, manually, me doing it, and then I connect organically. I don't send an email.
I haven't done in mail. I'm very up in the air about it. Like, hey, reaching out to you, I see your special education director would love to connect. If that's your email, cool. Straight to the point, right? I don't want you to pitch slap someone right out the gate of a connection request. I don't think that goes well. But if it's, hey, would love to learn from you about what's going on in your district, wanted to connect on LinkedIn, very simple, very basic. Like, it's not wrong. You are looking to do that. I wouldn't call it a white lie, but it's very like, yeah, can we connect? I will say it's one in every four prospects that maybe have that in the education world. So it's LinkedIn isn't a big step, but if they have one, show that you're a real person. That's more important to me.
After that, do you tell me to send an email?
Yep.
Do I cold call? What's after? So step one is find the signal. I guess step two might be outreach.
Yes. Correct. Step one, find that signal. Step two, outreach, connect. I like emails first. I do have some people who like to switch it up and say, I want to call them then email. Okay, that's fine too. Personally, I like the email because what I like to use that is my, lack of a better term, it's my call script. Hey, David, I researched you. You're the special education director at the school district. Saw your strategic plan, said that you're really hoping to get teacher retention numbers down to under 10% of turnover. You're also looking to try to reduce out of district costs from 3 million to below 1.5 million. My platform not only is compliant where you don't need to send out these students for those costs, but my platform also helps to reduce teacher burnout by providing 3 levels of differentiation for your curriculum. So teachers aren't spending hours, but instead spending minutes modifying said curriculum for this population. Would love the opportunity to show you how we're doing that. That is my first email, but that is also my cold call. I give it a day, give you 2 days, reach out to you, same call script. Like, hey David, hope everything is going well at Kansas City. I'm reaching out to you. I'm Will over here at Teachtown. Wanted to see if you got my email titled blank. That's my opener. I don't overcomplicate it. I don't do, hey, this is a cold call. Hey, do you have 2 minutes? I sent you this thing. You're a busy person. You're a director. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. That's it.
And then, so research on LinkedIn, maybe connect for
Mhm.
1 out of 4 people.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, 20% or less on the audience side. Send an email and then send a cold call. I mean, what's just that alone? Any idea on the book rate or the just positive reply rate?
Yeah, we have a 12% reply rate on that. When we do
Wow.
get a reply, we're at a 70% book rate on that first email. We get the most replies, most books off of that first email. And we set 60% over the phone, 40% via email across the board.
Wow. And where do you credit that such high book rate and reply rate? Like, what's the credit? Is it in the research side? Is it tying back the research to what you sell and the relevance? Like, what?
I, I, I think it's a combination of all of it. I think it is, yeah, we're researching you. We think we found a pain point. We'd like to connect. One thing I left out is we reference other districts nearby. school districts have a very herd mentality. You're telling me the school district next door uses you and they have this success. I don't want to be left behind. What do you got going on? Very herd. They don't want to be left. So that's another
I
big
think
thing.
that's human nature. I think
Yeah,
that's human nature, though,
yeah,
right?
that's
I
fair.
mean, if, I think I would want to hear that as a buyer.
But yeah, I also think that in doing this research, we're finding these triggers. We're finding like timing. I'm sure that you're very well is that's luck, right? Like I got the right timing that they're actually interested. I do think that's a big part of it, but because we're doing our research, because it's a priority, we're catching them at the right time to be introduced to our product.
But even if it's 4 months after they come out with their plan or whatever you call it, I'm not smart enough to, whatever that information, it's still relevant because you're like, hey, I saw that you guys are trying to do this. Is this too late of timing to help you with it? Like, isn't it? I mean, if I say if I'm a president of a company and I say, hey, this year we're looking to reduce costs by 35% in manufacturing and doing this and this. If I get a cold outreach 4 months later after I said that and I'm still in the process of doing that, I mean, it's still relevant to me, right? So do
Yeah,
you, it seems like the research you're doing could even span months out
yeah.
from the trigger or signal that you find.
I think that's also the beautiful and maybe even frustrating thing for school districts is nothing moves fast. These plans are
Right.
created
Right.
anywhere from 3 to 5 years to be in that plan, and then they see the results 3 or 5 years later, right? So if we catch them and the plan was created last year, okay, how did the first year of the plan go? Are you seeing the level of success that you want to see? Another thing I'm having my reps do more recently is what is a fire that you're working on putting out right now? This could be a part of the plan, or it could be, oh, I'm having behavior issues. Got it. Well, with us, there's 45% less behavior reports in there. So not only am I going to talk about your strategic plan, your overarching plan, but what's an immediate need? And that's a big thing that we bring into our talk track too.
Hmm. Dude, so then what's your follow-up strategy? What's step three? Out after they do the outreach, what's the follow-up strategy? Is
Step
there a
three is a
follow-up
call.
strategy?
Yeah, we give them a call roughly 2 to 3 days later. After the second call, I like back-to-back calls, but I don't like to do it the same day. I think it's a little bit more harassment. Um, I like to call professional persistence is what I try to get them to do. And again, I try to think of like how often would I want to be followed up on. After that, I do like the bubble up email, but I like it specifically with, hey, I sent you this email. There's a lot of stuff in it. I want to pile on another thing that we do. I want to pile on another data point, another reference, another whatever makes sense. Budget always being an issue. Here's how other school districts have paid for us. We're not asking them to cut phys ed program. We're not asking them to cut the volleyball team and shrink that. Here are grants. Here's how our team has been able to find it. And, would you be interested if budget wasn't an issue of evaluating us?
So you're leading with objection. So you do all the information research out there. You pack it pretty dense. You're like, hey, you're doing this. You're doing this. You're looking to do X, Y, Z. Here's how we help with what you're trying to do. And then do you literally say that to your reps? Like, hey, lead with that cost objection. Be like, hey, here's just so you know that was a lot of information. Here's how people pay for us. We're not asking you to do X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, our bubble up gets probably about a 9% reply rate, and we're pretty good about getting sets on that. We're at a 65% on our bubble up email.
Do you have, is there any follow-up or initial outreach strategy? Is there any value-based outreach in your strategy, like giving away lead magnets, freebies, audits, like just anything free that like gets them to view and consume content, or you just straight up like pitch heavy?
I've done that in previous companies. I used Sendoso, especially at the backstop one where we did 115 million. It is not allowed here. It is almost seen as bribery to a public entity. So we have to be
Like to
very
give them like a lead magnet, a free report, or something like that?
Yeah, like we can send them like samples of our stuff, but if it's anything that isn't education related, like I throw out the idea of, hey, if they sign up for this webinar and take a meeting, we get a coffee machine. They're like, that's it's borderline bribery. So like
Well, even like a webinar, that's a freebie, that's a lead magnet, that's
yeah, like
teaching.
we do that. We do that pretty consistently, but if it's like a physical thing that we send them outside of sample materials of our product, like that I try not to argue with our legal team, but they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
I'm
gonna.
not even talking
Yeah,
about physical stuff. Like even just the webinar. Do you send
yeah,
cold emails to people for the first touch saying, "Hey, I want to invite you to this webinar"?
we've done that depending on like who they are for the most part at this point. Like we've touched just about all of our top 60% of our prospects. The bottom 40 are more inbounds and stuff that we leave open there. I think if you're like small school districts in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, like yeah, like okay, maybe you're $5,000 and AAV, but I mean, we're not going to necessarily target you. To what we do though on top of it is we're hosting regional webinars, and then yes, we will say, hey, it's a free webinar for you and the other 40 districts in your region. Love to talk about your region specifically of what you have going on in Texas and New Jersey or whatever, and we do that.
Do you send that as the first touch or just follow up or both? Like when do you lead with the
Well,
webinar?
we
How
might
do you,
have a specific cadence specifically for that if we're doing that webinar for that region.
nice. Do you send it to like even people who have like ghosted you after they've booked a meeting in the
Oh
past or
yeah.
just anybody?
Yeah, it's a big follow-up of, hey, we were supposed to talk then. We've even used it for, hey, you met with us last year and demoed our product. Not only have we updated, but we'd like to invite you to this webinar and see if you'd be open to re-engaging with us. So,
Oh, fantastic. So that's the strategy. That's it. You find signal-based leads, you try to ultra personalize and make it very relevant on the outreach, and then you follow up with either lead magnets or just things that people might object to.
that's
Like,
yeah,
is
that's
that it, or am I oversimplifying?
you're simplifying, which I think is good. I mean, I try to simplify it. The biggest thing I coach my team on is also it's not about us. It's never about us. It's about them. You should be asking them a ton of questions. You should be trying to see what they have going on,
Yeah.
and that's big. Like one of the things I do in my interview that everybody who works for me hates that I do in my interview is I ask them, sell me on your hobby and why I should now use that as my hobby. It is my favorite interview question. But I can tell right away if someone has that natural instinct of like, well, I need to learn more about you before I try to pitch you something.
Right. It's like, yeah, solve a problem there's no problem. You're
Yeah.
trying to solve a problem, there's no problem.
And I
So,
mean, I hire almost exclusively special education teachers, and so they don't have a sales background. So I do have to teach them that. And my best SDRs, the first thing they ask me is like, okay, well, I want to pitch you on going to the gym. So I'm going to ask, like, are you an active person? Do you enjoy working out? Like, if you're already asking those questions, that is the biggest thing I want to see. Because that's how I want us to start every cold call. It's never about us. Like, yeah, I'm calling from Teach Town, but what are you doing at the district? What is your biggest problem? How are you working on solving it? Anything like that. It's never about us. It's all about them. Plus, people like talking about themselves, as I'm doing right now. So, yeah.
do you when you're outreach, are they doing very like one-off emails? They're sending one-off emails with this
No,
cadence?
it's a cadence anywhere from okay, it is a general cadence. If we're doing a normal targeted outreach, not like a hey, I'm sending you to a webinar, that is anywhere from 10 steps to 14 steps, including calls and including emails. It used to be longer. It used to be 20 to 24, but I'm trying to shorten it a little bit and test some stuff out.
When so I'm the rep, am I sending it's in a cadence, it reminds me to do the cadence, but am I sending an email manually each and every time to that person I do research on?
Yeah, so depending on what it is, we have certain emails that are a bit more gives. Those are more auto. Those are like, hey, I'm not asking you to take a meeting. I'm not asking you to do anything. Here is a guide on the whole child approach for us. Here is, just some information about how we automatically track your IEP data. Here you go. Not an ask. Then the manual email afterwards might be like, hey, doing some more research on you guys. Found that here's the data of your test scores compared to the state, compared to a reference district. Here's where everyone stacks up. Would you like to be above the state line and closer to that district near you? And that might be the
You
follow-up.
don't always lead for the first time with like a super dense researched email.
For the most part, we do, but I'm trying to spread it out. I'm trying a lot of different things. I'm trying to A/B test it to see if, okay, if we do it over like a long period of time, how does that work out? We're still finding that first email is the one where we have the most success.
Just a super dense, hey, I'm going to spend 10 minutes, I don't know, 5 minutes
5 minutes is what I try
more.
to keep them to. Yeah.
But you do the research time, so you add that research time
Yep.
and then to the email craft time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And
Which
that's
is
how you did it, just like that.
just
90s.
and hiring people that are smarter than me. That's the other part too. So
Nah.
I try to keep it simple. I also think that reaching out to 150 active people in your outreach to about 180 is what I have found most people can handle and do things properly. If you're going over that, you're probably just like speeding through stuff, you're writing pretty generic things. If you're doing under that, you're probably spending too much time and not giving yourself enough people to reach out to at once.
Yeah. So smaller list, compact, more research, more time, more booked meetings,
Yep, bigger pipeline.
bigger pipeline.
Yeah. It helps that I have the motivation of since I started in March, I've had 8 SDRs get promoted onto AE or AM. And I've grown the team from 4 to 14.
What do you credit everything based on that research side then? It's just like the research, the signal base. Like if you took out all that research, that time per email, 5 to 10 minutes per email, like would you be at the results? Like is that what you'd credit if you could credit?
I don't know if I could solely credit on that. I think a lot of it comes down to the way that our follow up is done too. I think we're extremely thorough in our follow up. Um, I think who we target is very good as well. Like I'm big on AE SDR partnerships. You need to work in lockstep and research accounts together, and you should have a solid list. Shouldn't just be, hey, reach out to these accounts. There should be a reason behind it. Like, hey, this account just fired our competitor. Now's a good
Well,
time.
that's a signal. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
signal. It's doing research.
exactly. Yeah,
It's
but
doing
I don't want it all in the AE or all in the SDR. I should say I do want the AE involved as to what's going on. And then multi-threading has been huge. If an AE is reaching out to the superintendent, SDR should be reaching out to the directors and coordinators, and vice versa. Like when I worked at Backstop, you reached out to the analyst, you reached out to the department heads, the AE reached out to the CEO, CIO, COO. That's where I
Hmm.
found so much
But I
success.
feel like it's that core of the research that's just
It
the
is. Yeah.
common thing across everything you do. It's like you have to have that baseline of research,
Yeah.
whatever that is. Someone's suing, the kids are suing the school. You know, they're hiring a new person or whatever the thing is that you research online. Okay, this is why I'm reaching out. Like I feel like that's the common thread
It's
across everything.
yeah, change is always where people are open to seeing what's going on. There's something going on. There's a fire. There's a new hire. Yeah. The research really is what has got us where we're at.
Okay. Fantastic. Dude, thank you for chatting with me.
Yeah.
I'll I have to go eat lunch with my family, my 4 week old and my 2 year old and my wife.
There you go.
So, and
Enjoy.
I'm sure you have to go back to work too. I think the biggest impactful thing I learned here is that research part is like that's the core, and it sounds like that was your top success. Like if there wasn't research, like if you didn't read, like if you were reaching out like with everybody else and what everybody else is doing, which what you said with the cold call script or just like, hey, just random research,
Mhm.
sounds like relevance trumps randomness.
It for
Relevant
sure
trumps,
does. Yeah.
yeah.
As an SDR who had a list and I just had to call down it, did I set meetings? I hit quota? I did. But I found that also what I set, 10% closed one. What we're doing here, my team has a 45% if we touch the account, it goes closed one, which is insane. Like I've never seen anywhere else that has that.
I have one last thing, and
Yeah.
you can tell me no. That's totally cool. Every 2 weeks, I meet with a small group of like 8 salespeople, and we just talk about what's working and what's not. Would you be open to jumping on for 30 minutes and literally just doing the same thing and just sharing what answering questions? You don't have to say yes. Yeah, again, I'm putting you on the spot, but I just found this very impactful because it's like 10 people. You know, it's a small group of chill people. We literally just talk like this, like, so what's
Yeah.
working, what's not. Hey, John. Hey, Jesse. You know, who's yeah, are you struggling with something? Hey, let's just try to help you. Sometimes it's the blind leading the blind, just to be honest. But
That's
you
fair.
know,
Yeah.
phrasing things from Josh Braun and um, uh, so if you would, the next one is going to be I don't know if this time works for you. It's literally 12:30 Central Standard Time, so it's literally just like 30 minutes away from now is when we do it. It's not the 6th. It's actually the 20th of March. I'm sorry, May. We're in May almost. So it's not the um, 6th of May. It's the 20th of May. I don't know if you have that time slot open. If you want to come on.
Yeah, I will actually be in the Bahamas.
Oh my
My
goodness.
wife won President's Club. She's also in sales.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So I will be in the Bahamas for that one. But the following one, I'm more than happy to talk. Yeah.
Okay, dude, let's go.
So
Um,
yeah,
well, maybe I'll just invite you to that afterwards.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'd definitely be interested in trying to find people who have some different ideas and stuff like that. I've gone to leadership, like SDR leader conferences in the past and
Right.
stuff like that. So,
Well, I've been paying a lot of thousands of dollars. Like I paid Josh Braun to meet with me 2 hours.
well,
So,
nice.
yeah. Um, uh, I've been on this learning journey myself. So, and he obliterated me, which was awesome. I was like, dang, in the nicest way possible, you know. So,
Yeah, that's good. I think I agree with like 80 to 90% of his stuff, which is pretty high praise, I think. I'm a very tough critic. So,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
Same with me, dude. Thank you so much, Will. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was
Thank you.
great meeting you, David, and happy to do
Great.
this and talk again soon.
You're boss. You're boss.
Thanks, man.
Keep working hard.
Enjoy
Thanks.
lunch.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.